They say that time is the greatest healer of all things, but does anybody ever stop to think about what that really means? Because I know I took that advice to heart real hard when I was younger, and not even just being younger, but just about my entire life. Anytime something went wrong, anytime I fucked up, anytime my feelings got hurt, whatever it may be, I always thought to myself, time heals all, so I've just got to wait it out, and whatever is in front of me shall pass. It too shall pass. But does any of us ever think about what does that do for you? Where does that get any of us? Because if you stop and think about it for just one moment, what does time do? Time does just about nothing in the reality of things. And the only thing that time gives us is the opportunity to take action and to actually make something of ourselves, to actually do something with our lives. If we just sit around and think time is the greatest healer of all, but do a whole lot of nothing, we're not going to get anywhere with our lives ever. We're never going to move forward. We're never going to make the progress. We're never going to get the goals that we want. Nothing's ever going to happen. But if you relentlessly take action with time, whatever you want is going to be yours. And whatever you desire, whatever your goal that you are striving for, will become yours at some point in time. This car behind me was a direct result of the work that I put in so that I could attain what I wanted. And yes, it took time to get it. But I didn't spend that time thinking about, oh, I want a C63 AMG 24/7 and not doing anything. I went to work and I did what I had to do so that I could get that car. The same thing goes for my physique. On my last cut, when I wanted to get shredded as hell, what did I do? I didn't just sit around and wait around for the abs to magically show up. I went to work, I put the fork down, and I got lean. But if you constantly live by the motto of time is the biggest healer, you either know what you're talking about or you're the biggest hypocrite in the world. Because you can either choose to take action or you can choose to do absolutely nothing. Under the exact same principle. And that's where so many people get confused, because so many people live their life based off one motto or one saying. They think so black and white. They think if this thing is this way, then that thing has to be that way. But life is extremely paradoxical, and life is always going to throw things at you, and you're never going to know what's coming next. But what you can control is the things that are going on right now. You don't know if tomorrow you're going to walk across the street and a bus is going to hit you and you're going to die. But you can control what you do today and right now and right this second. You can choose to finally make the decision to move forward with your life. You can choose to finally make the decision to call up that gym and sign up for that gym membership. You can choose to put down the fork of whatever you're eating right now. Because I know you're probably watching this video and snacking on something that you don't need to be snacking on. And now you're probably thinking to yourself, shit, yeah, you're right. Or maybe you're drinking a drink that has a bunch of sugar in it that you really don't need. You can still put that down, even if you've drinking 75% of the bottle already. You can put it down and you don't need to finish it. Just because you have already messed up does not mean that you need to continue to mess up. It does not mean that you need to continue to drown yourself in more food, drown yourself in more alcohol, drown yourself in more sugar. It's like if you spill a drink and like a little bit of it comes out, so you're like, oh, whatever, and then you just pour the whole shit out. It's like, no, you're not going to do that. Or you're walking over to put your clothes in the laundry and you drop one item on the way. So you're like, ah, fuck this. You just throw the laundry hamper over, and now you're not going to wash your laundry just because you dropped one thing. Like, come on. Are we joking here? You need to start actually doing something with yourself. And maybe the reason that you feel like you're so overwhelmed, maybe the reason that you feel like you actually have no time is not because you're not doing enough and you're just lazy, but it's because you're doing too much and now you're stressing yourself out so much that you can't think straight. Now, majority of people are just lazy and they're just not doing enough. But if you're someone like me, you're someone that is always wanting to do something 24/7. And we always want to do a new project, and we always want to strive for new goals. So we'll set 1,000,001 goals. Some that are attainable, some that aren't. But we're stretching ourselves in 7 million different directions that we're never able to actually accomplish one thing and put our full mind towards one thing. Now that doesn't mean that you're only able to accomplish one thing at a time. You can go and accomplish a business, accomplish your physique, work at your job, and go to school and do that all at once. That's not a problem. And whether or not you should or shouldn't be going to school, that's a completely different video topic. And I believe that college is just a big waste of time, and you should figure out something that you can do to create for yourself. But if you really do want to go be a doctor, lawyer, or some career that requires a degree, go do that. But I'm not going to get too much into that in this video, because I want to talk about you right now. And what are you putting off that you need to do that's going to make that next step, that's going to finally make that change? Because you don't have to continue waiting around forever. And I know you're probably afraid of people judging you, what they're going to say. The only reason I'm able to sit here in front of this camera and say these things is because I was that exact person. I was that exact person who wouldn't do something for so long, and then by the time they finally did it, they were afraid to do it, because they were afraid of not just if people were going to shit on them for it, but I was afraid of if somebody would even applaud me for it. I just didn't want recognition. I didn't want people to notice me. But you're never going to feel confident, and you're never going to get past your insecurities unless you actually push yourself past them and you actually constantly step outside your comfort zone. So I want you to at least try this. At least once a week, do something to push yourself outside your comfort zone. Do something to make yourself uncomfortable. It could be something as simple as holding the door open for someone at the gas station if you're somebody who is hyper afraid to talk to people. It could be something simple as sparking a conversation up with someone in the store. Whatever it may be, do something one time a week that's out of your comfort zone. And then with time, do it more and more and more. But the first and most important step that you need to take is, if you are not going to the gym right now, you need to sign up for that gym membership. Because you're never going to be able to accomplish anything that you want in this life unless you become the person that can accomplish that goal. And the kind of person that can accomplish that goal is not the kind of person you are right now. And how do I know that? Because if the person you were right now is the kind of person that can accomplish that goal, you would already have that goal. And since you have not accomplished it yet, you have a person you need to become in order to actually achieve that goal. That could be an amount of money. That could be a physique. That could be an item. That could be a relationship, a car, whatever it may be, a job. In order to get the thing that you want in life, you have to become the kind of person that can achieve that goal. And you have to do things that you don't want to do, that you're going to hate doing, in order to actually get that thing. Last night, I had gone to bed way later than I wanted to. I'm supposed to be asleep around 3:30 p.m., and I get up at 11 p.m. I live on a very backwards schedule. It's not very good for your circadian rhythm, but it's what I have to do for now to make shit work. And last night I ended up going to bed closer to around 6 o'clock, and I have to get up early today, or had to get up early today, so I got some shit I got to take care of after work. So instead, I had to get up closer to 10. So if I'm going to bed late and getting up at 10 p.m., I'm not getting any sleep. And when I wake up in the morning, I did not want to wake up. I felt like shit, didn't want to do anything. But I was still given the gift of life. I still woke up. I could have fallen asleep and never woken up again. So the fact that I even woke up says that I need to push forward and I need to do what I have to do. Because we were put on this world for one thing and one thing only, and that's to become the best version of ourselves. Not to sit around, waste our lives, and become somebody that we hate. Because I don't want that, and I know you probably don't want that either. So stop wasting time. Actually do something about it. Actually chase that goal. Actually get that goal. Get that physique. Get that car, that house, that job, that business, whatever it may be that you want, that relationship. It's yours. You just have to start now, build your plan, and you will get there. It might take longer than you hope. It might take longer than you think. But you know what? So what? What's the alternative? To do nothing and never achieve it? I know I'd much rather have a chance of possibly getting something than not getting it at all. I'd rather die knowing I at least worked for something. I at least worked towards it than die knowing I never even tried. And even if I did have some valid excuse to not chase my goals, in which, in all honesty, I kind of do. I've got nerve damage in my lower back. Just about 3 months ago, I'm 22 years old and I was walking with a cane. If you can even see right here, it might be hard to see on the camera, but my legs have a tremor from the damage of my nerves in my back. So I can't train like a normal person. I can't lift weight with my legs like you could. So how does that make me feel? Awful. I absolutely hate it. I have the full excuse to say, oh, no, I can't work out. I'm at too much of a injury risk of becoming paralyzed for the rest of my life. Because I am. But why would I want to waste this one life that I have just for a hall pass to be mediocre? I don't want people going to my funeral and saying, you know what? Kieran was a really great guy and he had a really hard life. And, you know, he had so many goals, but it's all right that he didn't get to them because, you know, he had a problem with his lower spine and he could barely walk. Or they could say, and what I'd much rather have them say is, you know what? He was a great guy. He had a lot of goals and he had a lot of problems. And despite all those problems, he still got up and chased every single one of those and accomplished every single goal he put his mind towards. That is a true hero story. Not some hall pass for mediocrity. That's not what I want, and that's not what I want for you. So let's finally make the change. I want you to go down to the comments below and comment exactly what you're going to do today to take that next step forward. It could be something as simple as building a meal plan if you're already training. It could be something as simple as building a training plan if you're already going to the gym. It could be something as simple as now tracking your macros if you weren't doing that before. Whatever it may be. It could be something as simple as implementing your morning routine. I want you to comment in the comment section below exactly what you're going to do to finally take that next step. And if you don't know what that next step would be, and you do feel lost, I'm going to leave a link to my Instagram in the description below. You can go and click that and send me a DM. I want you to DM me the word aesthetic, and we'll work one-on-one so that we can get you exactly to where you need to be in this life to accomplish all your goals. And know that every single day you're striving towards becoming something greater.